to summarize the very powerful and logical presentations of my two colleagues by saying this. We have identified at least 5 sections of the Ethics Act. 5, 6. That said, we know that no nation can go on consuming without producing. The only way for us to continue to exist economically is to once again unleash the full and incomparable power of Canada's 20 million person workforce. Combined with hypnotic phrases intended to make us feel comfortable with $1 trillion. Public safety rules imposed by their municipalities, rules that are hard themselves to follow, burdensome and costly to implement. And now they will have to plow through an already complicated system of taxation in order to make sense of an even more complicated system of subsidies.
Speaking of the public service, when it recommends a nearly $1 billion contribution agreement, does the public service do due diligence on the financial integrity of the recipient? That would be a yes or no.
In general, yes.
In this case of the We charity, Kate Behan of the Charity Intelligence said of We Charity's finances, but when you scratch beneath the surface, there are lots of red flags. Did anyone in the public service raise these red flags?
Not to my knowledge, Chair. I would say that the due diligence is carried out primarily through the negotiation or the development of a contribution agreement, which was certainly done in this case.
A coincidence, Minister?
Mr. Minister. Thank you. Thank you for the question. I think what I want to make sure that I communicate is this was a mistake on my behalf. I'm responsible for any expenses that I incur on trips being paid for. This was an expense that I was unaware of, that I did not know had not been paid. And when I found that out over the course of the last
$41,000 expense, you didn't know about a $41,000 expense? How is that even possible?
Mr. Minister. Again, Mr. Chair, I just have to say that in review of our records, I understood that there was no charge for these travel expense or these expenses at the WE facilities. And once I found that out, I endeavored to repay that. And of course, it was a mistake on my part, which I take full responsibility for.
That you repaid over $40,000 of expenses associated with your travel on a We charity trip, that you just repaid it today on the same day you were expected to testify under oath about it? Is that just a coincidence, Minister?
Mr. Minister. Thank you.
Bill Morneau intervened to give a grant to an organization the same month that that organization had hired his daughter. Bill Morneau has already in the past been found guilty of violating the ethics law. So why hasn't Justin Trudeau fired him? I don't ask that rhetorically, but specifically.